Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Shout from the Heart. I am your host, Isaiah Pfeiffer. Behind the cameras, both of them, is my mom, and we're going to go ahead and talk about the downfall of men and women dating, because some people are trying to find that one person, but they can't find that one person. We're also going to talk about the Sky. God bless them. Their season is over, sadly, but mostly it didn't have anything to do with Angel Reese, because even when she was on the court, they still halfway did what they were supposed to do, even when Angel Reese was healthy. But we'll get into that. We'll also get into last week's scores. We'll talk about the blowout that my college team had against a team that I predicted we would lose against. And apparently we took them off the schedule for next year and traveling to go there to Mississippi. So, hey, we just kind of figured like, hey, that beatdown was enough. We're not ready to hang with y'all. So, yeah, there you go. And then we're going to talk about the Eagles and that situation there. We're also going to talk about the scores and predictions. I'm going to give you guys a update on week 3 because I didn't do a separate video. So you're going to get the video of that added on to the podcast. And, of course, the questions and stuff coming through. But let's go ahead and get started with the blowout that apparently took us off the schedule for next year against Ole Miss. And I do apologize, I forgot to put on my glasses. But Ole Miss blew us out, God bless them. Didn't allow any touchdowns. Didn't allow any scores. Thank you, Mama. Appreciate that. Didn't allow any scores other than the field goal that was allowed. And God bless us, but we just got to do better on that back end. Mom saw it. She saw a little bit of the game.
Yeah.
Along with Dad. What did you think? Especially after that blow by touchdown that we just allowed them to get.
The thing is, in the first half, they had a lot of gas. I think somehow or another that gas went downhill. Almost, it's sad to say because they're such a good team and you want them to go to the bowl, but at some point it's almost like we're not ready for that caliber of team. Maybe the program isn't as strong as we think. I don't know, but when you're playing those teams, you've got to keep your momentum. You've got to keep it at all costs.
Exactly. That's why I said we were going to lose to Ole Miss. Yeah, so apparently Lane Kiffin went on Twitter and said it was a good game. Too bad we can't do it next year. Because we paid him over $10 million, I think. $1 million, $10 million, somewhere around that tax bracket to take us off the schedule for next year. So, yeah, you're not going to...
It just wasn't a good game. I think as being an athlete, and when we would go against teams and you already against the hype, especially at that hype of the Ole Miss, it gets in your head and you get out there and that's it. We don't have a Latino. Somebody asked where the Latinos at. Got a lot of Latino friends, but none live in this house. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, for 40-6, I think that was the final score, if I remember correctly. We got a bye week this week. Get ourselves together before Louisiana next Saturday, and rest assured we'll be prepared for them. We won't take anybody lightly on our schedule.
Mm-hmm.
God bless the Sky. Even when Angel Reese went down, you guys still managed to pull off a win or two. But it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. The playoffs are set. And so I love Angel Reese. But it's time for Caitlin Clark to shine. And we already know who is going to be Rookie of the Year because the injury was a setback to Angel Reese. But rest assured, Angel will get back right before next coming May.
You best believe that.
And and she's already doing her thing. She's got podcasts and stuff too. You know, she's got the surgery that just went well and everything else. Go ahead, Mom.
Hey, who do you got? Caitlin Clark or Asia?
For what?
I
Because that's
guess
not even the first round.
Right.
The first round is Mabry, who used to play for the Sky,
my girl
Connecticut.
Maybelline.
versus Caitlin Clark.
Oh, Maybelline.
So maybe you should ask me that question if or when they get to the championship round.
Yeah. So what would you say?
But if they were in the championship, it would be Caitlin Clark. Asia's already been 2 times, so we need to see some young bloods.
They say that the fever is starting to take steps back and not moving forward.
Well, one could say that, but it's up to the team to play. It's up to not just Clark. It's up to the whole team. So, you know.
Their season, like for Caitlin and Cordorso, they literally left a championship game and went straight into the WNBA. So I don't feel like they've had a chance to relax yet.
Yeah, they're expected to play at a high level. No breaks.
So we'll see after this break how everything goes.
Well, for the Sky, we'll see you in May. For everybody else that's in the playoffs, we'll see you here in about a week or so. So there you go. That's what it is, and that's how it's going to be. Let's talk about something that piqued my interest this past week in the NFL Week 2. We had a lot of upsets. A lot of upsets, but a lot of these teams that lost in Week 2 are gonna bounce back. That includes my team, but we'll get to them here in a minute. The Bills expectedly beat Miami 31-10, but it came at a cost. Tua is out for the next 4 weeks, I believe, with a concussion. They're saying it's a back, but the way that he did the hand and the leg, that's a concussion. Concussed. 49ers upset by the Vikings 23-17. Yes, we wanted that to happen, but it really, in all reality, it shouldn't have happened. Overtime, the Patriots lost to the Seahawks 23-20. 7 straight field goals. I have never seen a game like this in my entire life of watching football, where a team is just winning by kicking field goals, not scoring touchdowns, and that's what the Commanders did. Kick touchdowns, kick field goals the entire way. 7 straight, and the Giants lost, and they scored touchdowns. How? And they're first in the division right now. How? Predictably, the Chargers beat the Panthers, and Bryce Young was benched earlier this week. That's not your fault, Bryce. The Panthers are just cheap and don't know how to get you a line.
Yep.
So 26-3 was the score there.
And he's young. Let's be clear on that. Bryce Young is young. He came straight out of the college. He had no veteran on the bench that was worth anything to help him. He just got kind of put into it, no line, and he stayed on his back more last year. And even the first part of they don't do their jobs in making sure that their quarterback is protected and he has the weapons that they need.
Yes. And I wanted the Cowboys to lose, but as bad as y'all did, I didn't expect that. 44-19. I wanted the Cowboys to lose. Don't get me wrong, but since when did Derek Carr start playing like he was an MVP candidate? That's no. You're in for a rude awakening, and I'm gonna talk it. You're in for a rude awakening come New Orleans this Sunday.
Oh Lord.
You're in for a rude awakening.
Oh my goodness.
Packers, I wouldn't really call that an upset because Jordan Love didn't play after last week when he got injured against the Eagles. But 16-10 was the score there. The Browns upset the Jaguars because nobody expected the Browns to bounce back off of that terrible loss against the Cowboys, 18-13. The Jets, Aaron Rodgers beat the Titans 24-17. The Bucks upset the Lions. I need to repeat that. The Bucks upset the Lions in the divisional rematch round, in which the Lions beat the Buccaneers in the divisional round 20-16. The Ravens 0-2. My people 0-2. And guess who they got to go in and face this week? The Cowboys. Lamar, I need you to show up, because you didn't show up against the Raiders 26-23. That was an upset. The Cardinals upset the Rams. Nobody expected the Cardinals to beat the Rams 41-10. The Chiefs nearly got upset, but the referees were on their side. And if you go back and look at it, that was pass interference. He did hold them, kind of gave him a little nudge, impeded his route. So there you go. 26-25. History's shown us that particular series has always came down to like a field goal. So these games been close. Steelers beat the Broncos 13-6. The Texans Sunday Night Football, they beat the Bears 19-13, and 1 point. 1 point. 1 point. We lost by 1 point. We blew the lead with a minute and 30. What was a minute and 38? A minute and 38. Let Kirk Cousins drive down the field with seconds left to spare. And then it all came down to it came down to Jalen Hurts. And we were driving the ball, and then we needed a play. Jalen Hurts said we needed a play, and it ended up getting picked off. And it ticks me off that we lost that game, because we should have won that game. We gave them that game. And Sunday we got a formidable opponent in the same division that we just faced in the NFC South. So, that hurts, but it's not no time to hit the panic button. Not right now. We still got some time. We still got time to recuperate. Oh, wow. My sentiments exactly. Yes. Wow. Now, last night we had 24-3. The Jets beating the Patriots 24-3. And so I am 1-0 in the picks when it comes to my other show. I'll give you the picks for Sunday and the doubleheader for Monday night coming up this week. The Giants and Browns. Giants, y'all have no quarterback. Sorry. And you have no running back. You have nothing. So, Browns, I'm taking y'all in that. Go ahead and do your thing. Bears and Colts. That's a hard one. What you think, Ma? Anthony Richardson or Caleb Williams?
Richardson.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams, I think the more and more we see him, the more he's going to progress. But currently, right now, I'm going to say Richardson. Richardson is on a prove some stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's got to prove some stuff because he didn't get to play that much last year. So, I am now, in week 2, expect the unexpected. Whatever you think is going to happen, flip it.
What about this?
Somebody asked, what's your favorite college team? Look straight ahead in the background.
Wake Forest.
WF, Wake Forest Demon Deacons.
Yes. And what do you think about this game, Mama? The Texans and the Vikings, because that's hard to choose too, seeing as though the Vikings weren't supposed to beat the 49ers, but seeing as though they did, and they're undefeated, along with the Texans.
See, that's what I said. CJ Stroud's I'm always gonna be a CJ Stroud fan until he meets Philly. And after he meets Philly, I'll pick him back up.
We don't see him.
But we don't see him this year. So I'm going to always say CJ Stroud. However, I'm going to say expect the unexpected. Because these last 2 weeks have been a complete. I do not like Dallas, but never in my wildest dreams did I think that was going to happen. So I just think that a lot of us were making predictions off of last year and not this year.
Our game, Eagles and the Saints, and of course, unanimously, the NFL has chosen the Saints just based off of last week on what both teams had did, and more specifically, what the Saints did to the Cowboys. But I'm not going to go against my team. We could be 0-16 for all I care, and still it's fly, Eagles, fly there.
It is, but realistically, if we don't get coaching and team together, I feel like we're going to be doing what we did last year. And something is missing once again. I don't know what it is. Defense, you can't let that dude on the Saints run like that. Like, if you don't rush that quarterback, if you don't hold that line, this dude is going to have a field day as he did with Dallas.
Yep.
And the sad part is I don't see Fangio doing anything different. So that just puts you in such a terrible place at this point. And I want us to win, but at the same time, I'm trying to be realistic. If we do what we did Monday night, they're going to have a field day, and they're probably going to whoop us worse than they whooped Dallas, because our defense at this point sucks.
Chargers and the Steelers, I'm going with the Chargers there, because Steelers still got some work for me to do. On that front, the Bucks and the Broncos, I'm going with the Buccaneers because Baker Mayfield, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, that defense, solid, solidified. But expect the unexpected. Green Bay Packers and the Titans. The Green Bay Packers going to win that. Titans, y'all just got a lot of young talent that needs to still develop. Andy Dalton and the Panthers versus the Raiders. I'm going with the Raiders on this one. Your change at quarterback is questionable because he's not played a snap in about 2 or 3 years. So, and the Raiders are a little bit stronger of a team anyway. Seahawks and the Dolphins with no Tua? Yeah, and you just got Hendon Hooker, who hasn't played a snap since last year. Yeah, I'm going with the Seahawks on that one, hands down. Lions and Cardinals, expect the unexpected there. But survey says we're going to go with the Lions here because they're a little bit stronger of a team. But Kyler Murray could come out and show out. Of course, you know I'm going to pick in this next game with the Ravens at home or away with the Cowboys at home. Cowboys, I want you to lose, but do me a favor. Don't let them put up 40-something points on y'all. Because you do realize that since 2004, that was the largest deficit that you allowed since 2004 at home. So, yeah, y'all going to have to figure something out there. Because you got the Ravens coming to town. 49ers and Rams. Well, 49ers, that's a division game. I expect you to do what you do best, and that's bounce back off of a loss, an embarrassing loss. Sunday Night Football, Chiefs and Atlanta. And I'm not just saying this because Atlanta beat us. Chiefs are going to win this game because you can't go against Patrick Mahomes and that offense. And we got a doubleheader for Monday night. The Bills and the Jaguars. I'm going with the Bills because Trevor Lawrence hasn't shown me nothing since he came out the draft in college, and he's so wishy-washy. And then the Washington Commanders versus the Bengals. And, of course, you know I want the Bengals to win. You can't go 0-2 or 0-3, rather, for the week. I mean, come on now. You had the Chiefs right where you wanted them, and you blew it. So, yeah. Come on, Bengals. Do your job. Now, let's get to what we need to talk about. The main event, as I would like to say. Because some of y'all are looking for people, dating people, and you're falling in love, but you're not in love with the person. That's your downfall right there. Because, let me tell you something. Looks ain't everything. Looks are not everything. You do want a girl to look good, but at the same time, you don't want to date nobody based off of looks or money or anything like that. See, a person can have a lot of money, and that woman or man could leave that woman or leave that man because the money done ran out, or they look different, or whatever the case may be. So, the moral of the story is that's the downfall of everything. You don't want to fall in love with a person. You want to fall in love and stay in love with that person. Ask my mom and dad how they did it for, 27 years?
Mm-hmm.
So, because they fell in love and they stayed in love and they didn't care about money and all that other stuff. Granted, it was rocky growing up when I was younger, seeing and witnessing the arguments that I seen, but when you love somebody that strong, 27 years, makes a whole heck of a lot of a difference. So, yeah, don't let that be your downfall while dating. Fall in love with a person, stay in love. And now I'm taking questions, unless Mom has something to add off of what I just said.
Oh, no. Lamar having mental block while playing football. Do you think that's something he's doing? Do you think that there's a disconnect, I guess is what they're trying to say?
Mental block, what's that?
That's where
you can't.
Just kind of in his head the whole time. I can say Jalen does. I feel like he's got something going on. I think he makes decisions.
Well, it's up to the quarterback to play.
Right.
At the end of the day, you got to block out all those thoughts, block out all the noise. So it's up to him to do what he needs to do. I mean, that's what it is. So, I mean, we can make all of that all day long. We could talk about all that all day long, but at the end of the day, it's on Lamar to do what Lamar does. When the expectations are set that high and you got that big of a contract, you got to perform. Bottom line.
Hurts, is he playing terrible or you're giving him grace?
Decent. He's playing decent. I mean, you can't blame the Falcons' loss on him because it wasn't on him. The play calling, questionable. I would have ran it, but more often than not, Saquon usually makes those catches, then he misses them.
Mm-hmm.
So, has nothing to do with Jalen Hurts. They did start off slow, which kind of concerns me against the Saints. But more concerning is the offense. So I am giving him grace. The interception towards the last part of the game, it counts, but in my book it don't really count because the game was practically over had it not been for the 70-yard drive in a minute. So
Giants, do they have a kicker for this game or have they been looking for a kicker?
One would assume that they would look for a kicker because going for it on every fourth down is not the right way to do things. So I hope he's been looking for a kicker, and I hope, Mama, why don't you use the punter? The punter and the kicker are about the same thing. One just punts the ball off to the other offense. The other kicks the field goals, but they still do the same thing. It's kicking. So I don't know.
Bryce Young being benched. Do you think Andy Dalton will take this team to a new level?
I hope so. But then again, like I said earlier, hasn't played no snaps since 2-3 years ago. So I hope he can. but don't count on it. Not against the Raiders. Don't
Well,
count on it.
and again, the changing of the quarterbacks means nothing when the offensive line still sucks.
Exactly.
I
He's got
mean,
the same way as Bryce.
he's older than Bryce, so now he's just going to be on his back just as much as Bryce if the O-line doesn't do anything. We live in North Carolina, and I'm telling you, that organization is not about to buy any. They're just not going to spend money on protecting him, making sure he has anything that he needs as a quarterback. For me, everybody says he's terrible, but he has no weapons. And the one weapon they did get him, he ain't going to be able to do nothing with it when the line is terrible. Carolina's not going to spend any money for him. They're just not.
Nope.
I feel like he can go somewhere else and be successful. That's just my opinion.
I got any more questions?
There was a couple of people that asked about who your favorite WWE, and it's on your
Yeah, it's right here.
John Cena.
Yeah. So
Someone said that their cousin plays for the Chiefs. We like the Chiefs.
I like the Chiefs. I just don't.
Not when they play Eagles.
I don't want to see them in it all the time every year because it's starting to get like Tom Brady and the Patriots.
Yeah.
I like Patrick Mahomes, but I mean, hey, we got to get some new matchups, some new teams, some new faces in there. So,
Somebody said they overheard. I was watching in the NFL live this morning, but I didn't hear it. Said that they heard them say this game didn't match the NFL script. Talking about last night's game. People are saying it's scripted. I don't know.
What did you mean? Like that the Patriots were supposed to, like this is WWE, they were supposed to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, this is not WWE, this is live.
So I don't know.
This is a game of execution. You don't go out there and execute. That's what it is. Like I told my dad, you can play that type of defense we play, that nickel defense that we play. That's fine. But get the guys up front to rush. And if you don't do that, if you don't get the guys to execute at a high level, okay, we did a decent job in the Packers game, but granted, the field was slippery, and so a lot of things could happen. We just took advantage of it. And the Falcons game, well, we just folded like a piece of paper, folded. And we got to do a better job of executing and coaching and all around. If he ain't going to change nothing up on defense, you better coach them boys up to rush or something. Blitz, whatever you got to do. But, yeah, it's all about execution. Ain't got nothing to do with no script. This ain't WWE. Come on now.
Well, I mean, you know, it is a rumor that many people say that they play for Vegas.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
If they played for Vegas, the Eagles would have won. How about that?
Right, because I think...
Because Vegas had the Eagles.
They sure did, so... Somebody asked if your sister has been in any of the competitions yet.
Competitions don't start till next Saturday.
Right. We don't know of any that have started at this point.
Yes.
Hers start next Saturday.
12 noon.
And so Isaiah will be there. That'll be the one he will be at. But I guess there are other competitions. We don't know. We just know the ones that Lyric has. And her very first one does not start until next Saturday. Has she said if she's nervous or not?
No. Me and her haven't even spoken about competition at all yet. So.
I spoke to her maybe a couple of days ago, and she was just like, no, she wasn't nervous. She was just. She's just really working. I don't think people realize how intense gymnastics is and what all has to go through their head. And a lot of things is, as my husband says, muscle memory. So she works on a lot of stuff. Isaiah, can you fix part? she's not Parker anymore, but Jennifer's Panthers. What do you think you can do to fix the Panthers?
Get y'all a line.
A
Get
O
your
line.
offensive line.
I agree. I feel so bad
and
for
don't be cheap about it.
yeah,
So
because they can't even use Sanders to run because the O line ain't worth 3 cents. You know.
God, Sanders was a mess with us in Philadelphia.
Yes, he was. I couldn't believe.
What are you doing? Just run straight.
Yeah, one thing about Sanders is going to make a lot of Panthers fans mad, even if the O line does what it needs to do. Is he likes to try to juke and side to side, like, dude, just go. There's a hole, run. He used to drive me nuts when he was with Philly. But yeah, they need a line. I mean, my God, they let Bryce be on his back so much last year that I, as a parent, was like, I know his mom is like, what are y'all trying to kill my baby? Or they could just wait for your son, Jennifer, and draft him. How about that?
What position?
I think, I don't know why I feel like he played, but no, I don't think he played quarterback. I think he plays defense. I think our son plays defense. Yep, he plays defense.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And look, that joker is good. We'll probably see him at an ACC school.
Decent defense for the Panthers right there. Decent. Assuming he wants to go.
Yeah.
These guys talk about, oh, this is my favorite team, and I would love to play for them, but they will go with whoever drafts them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that boy is, he's nice.
And assuming
her son
he wants
is
to go
nice.
to the league.
We really need to come and see him play. Does he play tonight? We really need to come see, because that boy, as a little boy, honey, he's nice. He is so nice. She would show me.
High school?
Yeah, he's in high school now. Don't tell my age, because he's sure making me. Yes, they play against Lexington. I swear, I need to talk to Darren and see if we can't come see him. That boy's nice. Jennifer, yeah, he's nice. Man, I could see him. I can really see him going to an ACC school.
Assuming he wants to play.
Yeah, assuming that he still. But I mean, when he was little, that's all he ever wanted to do was play football. So, and he's smart as a whip. So I could see him going.
Yeah, well, don't put that expectation on him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put that on him.
Because he might not want. He might just be doing this for fun.
Yeah, we never know.
You know, he might not want to go to the league.
Yep.
Do I got any more questions?
No.
All right, then. I wrapped it on that note. I wrapped that up.
She said he wants to, baby.
Oh, okay. Well, we got to put the work in, so.
And he does. He goes to camps and everything. He's about like Lyric. Lyric has gone, the camps and all kind of craziness going on and on and on. Right now, as a gymnastics mom, we are preparing for Spirit Week. Yes, they have Spirit Week. And they have to dress up. They have to do all the things during that week. And Lyric and them are going to be minions. And so we're having to get that whole outfit together. But they still have to be in the leotard, which is crazy. But Lyric's group is going to be minions. I miss Nurses Week. I don't miss working, but I miss Nurses Week because we had so much fun. It like brought us all together. The ones you never spoke to, you speak to during Nurses Week. So, she's still. Oh Lord, the spirit stick. Go ahead.
Well, on that note, if I don't have any more questions, first of all, you guys know about my disability. Today, I am getting a booster.
Yes.
The booster does not hurt. What hurts is once it goes in after. The needle doesn't hurt when it goes in. So, but
that's who you needed was Parker to stick you. You wouldn't have never felt it.
My fear for needles is just
it's
off
high.
The charts.
It's very high.
Yeah, even though I've had the booster before and I know what to expect, still a little. I mean, it's more lax today. I don't don't go till like 4:30, 5 o'clock, so that's fine. And it's right up the street from my house, so that's fine too. You know, but I'll give you an update on that next week. On that note, I say thank y'all for tuning in. Subscribe to Isaiah Pfeiffer YouTube channel. That's where you're gonna find this live at 5, as Spencer would say. And Miss Julie, I did you a couple favors. Didn't really have too good of a week for us, but I did you a couple wins, hopefully. Yes, with the 6 games that I provided. But we'll get right next week. On that note, so long. God bless you all.